And getting into this is like, I'm not connected. I don't have that network or the understanding of the web of this shit, like, to even know where to start. I'm just a nigga that paint.
You talked about going and get another job in a screen printing spot. Was this related to, and that probably, you said, will help you out, like, you learned a lot in terms of, like, making your merch.
And it was technical, not technical, what's the word? It was more manufacturing. Like, it wasn't no clothes. It was like, they was printing like on plastic. They was making plastic router faces and like real boring shit that's necessary in the world. So it wasn't really no art aspect to it. But I was using those facilities because they was giving me free reign. Like, I got the job because I was an artist. And he was like, okay, like, this can be transactional. Like, you get to learn something and I get a screen printer. You feel me? So he used to just let me do whatever I want. I made a lot of posters there. But in terms of merch, like, I met a lot of my graphic designer homies that we made this hat. Like, I met a lot of connections and learned a lot of things. It was like school. It was like freshman, sophomore year, art school. Like, I got that through jobs. Because in getting into this, is like, I'm not connected. I don't have that network or the understanding of the web of this shit, like, to even know where to start. I'm just a nigga that paint. So how can I get closer to this? You know, you pay dues. Was in a print shop, cleaning screens. Went from that to like a frame shop in Soho.
Framing art?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What kind of stuff did you learn there about framing?
I learned how I want to present my pieces. You know, I learned about like paper quality and all of that. Like, what looks best, what type of painting looks better on what type of material.
Can you give me any tips in terms of that?
I would say you got to get in touch, visit these spots. They got all types of samples, you know, learn how you want your shit to look as a copy. Like, they got from basics to higher ed. Like, it costs money, but fine art prints, that German etching, is the closest thing I feel like to the painting itself.
What's German etching?
It's a type of paper. It rips really nicely. It's got frayed edges. It's good shit. Because, you know, it's not like going to Staples. You know, there's a difference. It's just about quality, you know? Do the research, find what you like. And, like, I peeped, like, all the artists that was coming in, it was using this. Like, so I'm soaking, like I said, studying people. Like, that's all I do is observe. I was doing all of the shipping and handling for an artist called JOHNXBLACK. She does, like, these real fine color pencil drawings, like realistic color pencil drawings. And we was doing all of her fulfillment. So she would drop a print, it would come with the frame, and it would all be on German etching. And it's like, the painting itself or the drawing itself is $20,000. You know what I mean? But this print, she's selling for like still $2,000. I'm like, oh, but this ain't nothing but paper. But if you put it on this type of paper, you put it in a frame, that's where your upsell is at. You know, like, this is how you get your money. And like, I didn't have that knowledge before. I'm like, oh, like, it's like somebody giving you like the recipe to cook crack. Like, it's cheap ingredients, but it's all about presentation, bro.